When I heard they were making a Jurassic Park show that looked like it was made for kids, I was honestly one of the loudest people to say it looked like trash. But it grew on me. And season 3 of Chaos Theory is no different. It kind of felt like each of the seasons had their own theme. The first season was dealing with grief and moving on, being strong through it. The second season had more horror elements that were done wonderfully, even better than some of the modern day Jurassic Park live movies. And the third season seemed to focus mostly on family and relationships, and more so ethics, like exploring people, the reason why people do the things they do. There were a lot of arguments and drama, and honestly, there hasn't been an episode so far that I absolutely didn't like. As I've said many times before in other videos, this is one of the cases where I watch a show or a movie or something like specifically for the people, despite it having dinosaurs in it. In Chaos Theory and Camp Cretaceous, the dinosaurs don't exactly feel like a backdrop, but they kind of almost feel like a backdrop just because of how much more interesting the people are. And that seems to be a feat nowadays or something, specifically with Jurassic Park movies. Sure, the show has issues, like Darius felt kind of neutral this season. He seemed to be the one that was just going along, didn't really have such a strong character presence as he did in previous seasons. Maybe that's because he doesn't like confrontation or something. I felt like it focused more on Brooklyn and Kenji and Yaz and Sammy. And honestly, Ben and the baby too. Smoothie's so cute. Smoothie and Bumpy, get it? But yeah, Yaz and Sammy, I feel were the highlight for this season because we get the back and forth between the both of them concerning helping Brooklyn and how she treats her friends. And honestly, while I get what Brooklyn is trying to do, and I do commend the character for her strength and dedication to her job and the ambition she has to overthrow what she believes is wrong, she's kind of a shitty friend. I mean, she's a good friend in her own way, and she's more tolerable this season, but she's still not one of my favorite characters. I don't know why. Just something about her just takes me off. She has this weird hero complex, and I get it, all of them kind of do, but this isn't the first time she's kind of given the heel to her friends. Even before she was away and doing all this stuff, before she died, she was being all weird and shady, and that's one of the things that Sammy was saying. So I kind of agree with Sammy. The thing is, I agree with Sammy and Yaz in this, but honestly, more so with Sammy because she's like, I have to protect myself. Brooklyn, even when she was here, she wasn't here with us. So why should we keep putting our life on the line for her and treating her like family when she keeps abandoning us? At that point, when are you just setting yourself up to get hurt over and over again with someone who doesn't really care as much about you? Even in Brooklyn's relationship with Kenji, she wasn't there. Instead of breaking up with him and saying, hey, look, I got a lot of other things to deal with, she was playing him. And then she went straight to Darius's house to stay over at his house afterwards. Like, come on, dude. So yeah, Brooklyn's not my favorite person. The other interesting situation was the handler. And I'm glad that we got a little bit more on her. What I didn't like though was they kind of started going down that path that a lot of modern shows and movies do. They didn't go fully there. So I was happy about that, but she was creepy. Like, I mean, very creepy. She kind of reminded me of that dude from, what movie was it? I watched with my dad when I was little. The movie with the girls, the Thin Man guy. The smack my bitch up guy, Charlie's Angels. Yeah, that's kind of what she put me in mind of. Bro has no freaking eyelids. It almost seems like she's like one of those dolls that serial killers sell on Etsy, or those things that you see lurking in the corner of those horror movie games. But the thing is, like, when we saw the creepy lady for the first time, she was genuinely unsettling. The music, how they portray her being really creepy is part of what made her character so effective and memorable. And I was really hoping that they would preserve that sense of menace, because there's something uniquely powerful about a character that remains irredeemable and really frightening, rather than us seeing them become this soft thing over time. Like, now she's this, oh no, my raptors, my babies, oh my god, and I really love you guys. And it's okay that they portrayed that in the earlier season, but not to this degree, and I feel like it kind of dilutes the impact of how they were portrayed initially. She was honestly one of the best things about Chaos Theory. And part of what makes horror or dark storytelling really effective is when you have really disturbing characters who stay true to their darker nature. And that part was kind of annoying to me because not everyone needs to be explained or understood. Sometimes you can just have a character that exists just to be disturbing. And I feel like Hollywood is kind of losing that, letting villains remain as villains. Because if that doesn't happen, then we lose the unease of seeing that character. Their impact of being horrifying is decreased into nothingness, so there's no reason to feel fearful of them anymore. We no longer feel dramatic tension with this character because now she she's sad and it's not her fault. She loved her babies and she raised them from birth, and she stopped being scary when Brooklyn's talking to her like, oh, you really gotta stop doing that. It just came off really stupid, and I wish they didn't go that angle. They could have achieved everything that they wanted to at the end of having the creepy lady meet her end the way she did without making us feel sorry for her. So they messed up there. Also, aside from that mess up that they did, Santos as well. They kind of fumble the writing at the end because I was really expecting there to be an ace up her sleeve, because we're always thinking throughout the entire season that, oh, she's got it out for Brooklyn. Brooklyn thinks that Soyona's on her side. She's not. This woman is a mastermind chess player, but then she's blindsided by Brooklyn at the end. And I thought they had this thing at the beginning of the season where she gives Brooklyn the arm and she's like, no, don't take it off, because, you know, it kind of swells up. So we're thinking, oh shit, does the arm have some kind of device in it that can explode if she needs to neutralize Brooklyn for whatever reason? But nope, that just went out the window. That was for no reason. Turns out that this character was stupid and Brooklyn was smarter than her all along. That made no sense to me. It felt like they were writing it to go in another direction and they just completely scrapped that. So I feel like that was a dumb way to have this character taken down. Santos was a really great villain, but it felt like they wrote her into a corner just so that they could keep it in line with what happened in Dominion. And I felt like if it was a standalone or wasn't that dependent upon the movies that were ass anyway, we would have gotten a better ending from her. And still, I'm sorry, did this bitch ever say sorry to her friends? Did she ever apologize? She said she was sorry for using the laser on them. Did she ever apologize for making them all think she was dead? The reason why people like Brooklyn are able to act the way that they act is because they know their friends are always gonna come running back to them. And yeah, you should accept people for who they are, but dude, you could have said fucking sorry. Like, you made your friends think you were dead. You could have given, that's what Sammy was asking for, a simple apology. And maybe they're just so happy, and I probably would have been one of the friends that were just so happy that she's okay, I wouldn't even ask for that. But hearing from Sammy's point of view, how this girl couldn't even bother to say, I apologize, or my bad. That says a lot about the lack of Brooklyn's character. But then again, when she was introduced in Camp Cretaceous, she was always a bit of a narcissist anyway. She always needed validation, her personal image, which is nothing wrong with that, but she was overblown with it. And that's probably because of her background as well. She did start off as a famous vlogger. She was all about online clout and her brand and how she appeared to the public. And I feel like a lot of that has also trickled on over into Chaos Theory. We still like her because she's a member of the group, but it's not like she's the most likable person. She might be necessary when it comes to certain jobs, but at this point, there's some instances where I'm like, bitch, you should have just stayed dead. I know that sounds mean, but at the point that she will only focus on herself and what she feels is her mission in life, the point where she lets all of her friends, her boyfriend, her family fall to the wayside, not even considering their feelings, but just about her feelings and her purpose, it just makes her an asshole. And not the charismatic, likable assholes that get humbled eventually, just an asshole. But other than that, this season was amazing. I still like the characters, and I'm actually excited to see where they go with it next, because we all want Smoothie to be reunited with his mom, and we know it's just gonna get weird from there. And they're probably gonna tie it in with Jurassic World Rebirth. But anyways, kick-ass series, still loving it. It's still bringing everything it needs to be bringing.
But I love that you're trying.
You're the best girlfriend ever.